Magic. So recently I realized it has been forever since I last recorded a Q&A video, so today is that day. Yesterday I posted a photo on Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me anything. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. First question comes from morneys. Hi Lowko, have you ever played some of the first RTS games like Dune, Red Alert or Command and Conquer? So here's the thing, when I was young we had one computer in the house and that was it, and I had to share that with my 3 older sisters. They would obviously always be using it if my dad wasn't on it for, you know, school related things, and honestly we didn't really have all too many games. At the very least all the games we did have, I had to purchase myself. However, my best friend from primary school, who lived like a 20-second walk away, lived very nearby, had 3 older brothers, and he had basically all the consoles and all the PC games and basically everything I dreamed of. So I'm not gonna lie, on a near daily basis I would go over there and basically play all of the games that they had, and we were in particular huge fans of games such as Red Alert, Heroes of Might and Magic 2, Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I remember a game called Load Runner, which was a really old looking game even back in the day already. We played Command and Conquer Generals. We even played this really bad racing game that I just remembered called Wacky Wheels. Anyhow, those were the main PC games that I can name off the top of my head that we would play over there. So yeah, I definitely did play some of the earliest RTS games out there. I still remember us putting 2 computers hooked up together, and we had one LAN cable that would go from the computer that was in the basement all the way to the one that went up to the attic. And it was like one cable connecting the 2 of them and it would just barely reach. And basically what we did was just play the good old Command and Conquer games and use cheats and beat computers. I still actually remember a whole lot of the cheats now I come to think of it, but it's been a while. The second question comes from whiteroseqq. He says, hey Lowko, I can see most of the games you play are from Blizzard. Do you play any other games besides Blizzard ones? So here's the thing, I always play games that I enjoy playing, and most of those happen to be Blizzard games. I test out a lot more though than just the Blizzard ones, but very many of the games that I try and install and, you know, play for a couple of minutes don't make it to the YouTube channel just because I don't see how I could be making a good video out of it, or I don't really enjoy the game myself. Plus on top of that, I'm a huge Blizzard fanboy, so what can I say? But it's not to say that I'm exclusively playing Blizzard titles. While my main focus definitely will be on Blizzard titles for the foreseeable future just because I absolutely adore the games myself, I'm not saying that I want to be exclusively focusing on just the games that Blizzard Entertainment makes. But I mean, as long as they make great games, I don't really see a reason why I should stop doing that, right? Zach asks, what was your job before YouTube, and do you ever wonder what it would be like if you hadn't gone into YouTube? I've been watching your channel for a long time, but I still don't really know much about you. It's true, I don't really talk too much about like real life related things on my YouTube channel as I really focus a lot on gameplay, right? But I definitely would like to create more of these type of videos where I just simply sit down with a camera and talk to you guys. Ideally I would like to make a couple of those types of videos a month, but obviously I don't want it to get boring, you know, but anyhow, let's answer your question. So I started the YouTube channel back in 2008, it has been a little while already. And I've always just really been enjoying the process of creating content, and at some point it grew into something I could actually do for a living. Anyhow, I've been making videos for a very long time right now, and it never really was my goal to do this thing full time. It never really was my aim to try and get a lot of views. It never really was the goal, as I just simply wanted to make content that I uploaded that I wanted to share with my friends. And obviously over time the channel changed a little bit and my goals changed a little bit, I suppose, and you know, right now I'm in a very fortunate position where I can actually consider this to be my career. Thank you very much for watching these videos, by the way. But before we reached that point, I was doing a lot of web design. So when I turned 18 and I was legally allowed to, I started my own web design business. Now it was only me working there for, you know, forever, but it actually went really well. I still do a couple of web design projects every now and then, and hopefully you can notice it in some of the graphics that I make for LowkoTV related things as well. Honestly, I still very much so enjoy creating interfaces and designs and all that sort of thing. So if it wouldn't be for YouTube, I'm sure I would still be focusing hardcore on that. It just so happened to be that something more awesome came along, but I still really enjoy doing web design, so maybe one day I'll continue some more with that. Michael asked, what was your YouTube moment where you thought you did the right thing and you started going for a YouTube career? So here's the thing, here's how I view YouTube. I really love playing video games and I really enjoy making videos, and it turned out that those two can be easily combined and actually uploaded to a place called YouTube. I think YouTube is an absolutely amazing platform for sharing the content that I created, and it so happens to be that quite a lot of people enjoy watching it on there as well. And as I mentioned earlier, there never really was like one moment where I thought like the channel was blowing up or whatever. It has just always sort of like steadily seen growth over time. I would say the first time that I really truly thought about making this into a career would be last year right when I went to the StarCraft 2 summit in California. I had never been to that side of the world before, and you know, to be traveling across the world just because I happened to make videos about video games was really cool. I then got to meet a lot of people that were far more successful than myself, and I think that was one of the main moments where I realized that I could become one of those guys as well. But if you would ask me to point out like one single moment where I thought it was a great idea to get started and do it full time, there really wasn't one. It just sort of always has been growing up and up and up over the last couple of years, and it still is. So I mean, I don't know where things are gonna end. I don't know if that growth is gonna stop. I don't know if it will stabilize either. Because a lot of you support me on both Twitch as well as on Patreon, and obviously a lot of you follow me on social media right now as well, I'm just getting more and more opportunities to do different kinds of gaming related things. I just simply want to create awesome videos that I would enjoy watching myself, and that I would think are worthy enough to share with you as well. And if I reach that goal, if I reach the goal of where I'm making videos that I would personally want to watch myself, I think that's the end all be all goal. And if there, you know, happen to be a larger audience for that and more people want to watch, that's a-okay for me. But for the moment, I'm just gonna try and create the best content that I can. Do you plan on finishing your degree at a later stage or dropping it altogether now that you're focusing on content creation? So as some of you may be aware, as of this week, this was the very first week, I am finally doing this whole content creation thing online, and I've been trying to focus on, you know, upping the quality of the videos. If you may have noticed, I've been switching out the camera that I used to record my face, and I've also been, you know, obviously recording and uploading in 4K quality. And that's simply just because I've had more time to spend on the videos, and I gotta say, so far I'm extremely happy with my decision. But like I mentioned in the announcement video where I mentioned that I was gonna go full time, next year in August, I'm gonna see and reconsider my options. This entire year, I'm gonna focus on creating the best content that I can. And I may very well decide to continue onwards with my degree next year. But anyhow, that's about 11 months away. For now, we're gonna make awesome stuff. Fabi asks, will you do content for other consoles apart from the PC? Keep up the good work, by the way. There definitely are a whole lot of games on the console that I want to play. The first ones that come to mind right now are going to be Bloodborne, as well as a game called Heavy Rain from a couple of years ago. But those two games I still want to play myself. That said, I currently don't own any of the consoles, and I also don't really have a television for that matter. That said, if there's like one day a game that I really badly want to play and it's only available on the console and it's gonna be releasing in a couple of weeks and I can be making videos out of it, I definitely would consider making console related content as well. Maybe one day. We'll see. And the last question, how would you go about building a community / following from scratch? Especially for lesser known mediums or not being particularly good quite yet. So basically what he's asking is, how would you go about starting your own YouTube channel if you had to start from scratch right now and you have to still build up a community? Alright, so the very first thing that I think you need to do is create content that you yourself would enjoy watching. You don't need the best equipment, you don't need the best cameras, you don't need the best computer. You just simply need a couple of games that you personally enjoy playing and you think you are reasonable at, or at the very least have something to tell about. And you then gotta create content that you would enjoy watching yourself. Now, I would recommend, if I would start off right now, to pick games that are relatively well known but not like the end-all be-all games. I mean, if you're gonna try and create content for say like League of Legends right now, it's very difficult to get into that as there are so many creators for that game already. But the very first examples that come to mind for me at the very least are going to be games such as Stardew Valley and, for example, Undertale. Those are games that came out last year, and I honestly wouldn't make them right now, but they're just examples, right? Anyhow, there's definitely people searching for those games, in particular right around the release date of it, and there aren't a ton of people offering those kinds of videos. But in the end, you know, it just comes down to you making something that others are willing to watch and are willing to share. If you're making cool stuff, people will watch it. If you're not making cool stuff, there's not gonna be all that many people watching either. And secondly, I suppose you need to set realistic expectations. Your very first videos are never going to be great. Whenever I watch back any of my old videos, I like close my eyes and cringe. The fact of the matter is that your first videos are never going to be perfect and you shouldn't expect them to be. But I definitely would encourage you to start your own channel because honestly, it's a heck of a lot of fun. I enjoy making content and I enjoy it just as much right now as I did many years ago. And lastly, do it for the right reasons, okay? I get so many questions of people asking like, hey, how do you get started on YouTube? And the main reason why they want to get started on YouTube, or on Twitch for that matter, I guess, is because they want to earn money. I always would like to say that for like the first 2 years or so, don't expect to make a dime. Do it for the right reasons, okay? If all you want to do is earn money, I mean, I can give you a ton of other options that definitely will earn you more than making YouTube videos. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. A little bit of missed something else? Let me know down below if you would like to see more of these types of content. And other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.